She was sitting beside her brother, trying to calm him down, holding a glass of water in her hand. He would sometimes wake up in the middle of the night, shouting to spare his life as if he was in some deep trouble. Such things never happened to him before, and at this point it was concerning her. He always shrugged it off, saying, "Oh, it was just a bad dream." Why, it's alright. Deep breaths, yeah? It took him a few minutes to calm down. But once he was finally okay, he hugged her, digging her face in her neck. John, I'm scared. I'm so scared, Nuna. Why, John, please tell me what is going on. Maybe I can help. And if not help, maybe I can comfort you and you can think with a straight mind. Her fingers brushed through his hair, trying to persuade him. She was 21 while he was 18 years old, trying to graduate. The two were orphans trying to live their lives through hardships and holding on to each other. The two were all they had, a reason to live on. John, you're going to be so disappointed. I fucked up. I fucked up so bad. I'm so messed up. I'm messed with wrong people. Now they're going to kill me. I don't want to die, Nuna. He cried and she tensed up. A sudden wave of worry and confusion took over her. John, I got myself in a bad company. I thought it was cool, all that smoking, robberies, bullying stuff, and I joined these three guys I found. It was good at the start and I stole money. I thought you won't have to work so hard to pay my tuition. I could help, and they knew my weakness. John, each time the level of crime would step up and I would hesitate, they would say, "Oh, you can help your sister," and I was all sold. I enjoyed it too. They took me to this shabby place somewhere. It was filled with men training and getting themselves all strong. It was good. I trained, I won, and got money. They started trusting me. I then one day, they. He hesitated, all of this coming a shock to Ryan, and he stayed hugging her, not ready to face the disappointment on her face for him. He never realized how wrong he was doing. John, one day, me and those three guys, we were given an order to deliver a suitcase. We didn't know what was inside, but we were told it's important and we can't mess it up. Those guys who were going to buy that, they stole it and ran away. He cried out loudly, shaking by this point, pulling back, digging face in his knees. John, I'm so sorry, I didn't know how this all happened. He looked so weak and messed up. It torn her apart. Sure, what he did was wrong, but she was more worried about how to save him. John, that place I joined, I didn't know it belonged to a mafia. He's strong, and he has a damn reputation. Everyone is so freaking scared of him. Technically, he's my boss, and now he's after me. Ryan, oh my god, John, oh my god. She stood up, pacing back and forth, trying to comprehend. It was too much for her to take in, and seeing his condition, she couldn't even get mad at him. Even if she wanted to slap him right now, she went ahead and hugged him, and right that moment they heard a loud thud. They both jolted in their place, and before they could comprehend, there were people barging into their homes and dragging them out to the living room, ignoring their pleas and poor tries to break free. There was a man who took a look of their shabby apartment before casually taking a seat on the couch holding a gun in his hand. His men took their positions while two stayed behind the poor siblings. John, are you Mr. John? JK. That's great that we can cut the introduction and save us time. Now. Where is my money? Ryan, look, please, can't you judge by our living? We can't afford such amount. John is young. You are an adult and you can understand. He fell off his track. Please spare us. You will never hear from us again. Please, I beg you. Jungkook tilted his head, eyeing the girl who fell on her knees, joining her hands in front of him. Jungkook, Bex ain't bringing my money back. Ryan, it's not John's fault. They stole from him. They had guns. What could a mere child do? It's your fault for giving him such a huge amount. Jungkook, that damn child should have thought before stepping into my territory and committing to be my man, yeah? He raised his gun, pointing it towards the girl as a warning to keep her tone down in front of him. John, give us time, we will pay you. Or I will serve you forever. We will do anything you ask, but please spare us. Please, I'm all Luna have. His tears slid down his eyes as Jungkook stood up, stepping near them dangerously. One wrapped her arms around John protectively. Being the elder among two, however, the two were shaking in fear in each other's embrace. Jungkook laid down to their level, tapping her cheek with the gun's barrel ever so slightly. Jungkook, anything? Then your Nuna is coming with me. Both of them went in a state of shock, moving back from him almost instinctively. John pulled Wine behind him. Jungkook, uh-uh, no wrong stuff here, yeah? Why so scared? I'm not finished yet. He stood up again, enjoying the fear they had. Jungkook, I will marry her and take her with me, and you can most definitely settle up in a much nice place than this and enjoy your life as a student or however you wish. But if you do not agree to this, then I will make sure you die. And she lives each day remembering and crying for you. Jungkook, I'm a just person. If I offer others justice, I don't let anyone do injustice to me either. You made me lose $1 million, and you can't get away like this. Jungkook, 3 minutes, choose up. I don't get the answer. I drill a hole in between your eyes. John looked down and cried silently, feeling completely worthless, and kept repeating how sorry he was to Wyan. But none of them had the courage to discuss the answer. They had to give within 3 minutes. The youngest stayed quiet, not even once asking for his life to be spared anymore. Jungkook, 5, 4, 3, 1. I will marry you. If you promise me, John will get to complete his education and step out of this mess, live a normal life. I will marry you. A smirk appeared on Jungkook's face. Jungkook, I don't think you are in a position to place conditions, but yeah, that's my promise to you. He stepped forward, extending his hand towards Ryan, which she stared at for a moment or two before taking it forcefully. and he pulled her up in a standing position. Jungkook, now stop crying. I'm sure you will look even beautiful without it. John stayed still, and the next moment he fainted, unable to take all the pressure. That night was surely the longest night for her. Jungkook took both of them to his place, got a doctor for John, and got him checked up. He married Ryan. Signing the papers was all they did, and how amusing it is within a single night. Someone, a complete stranger, own your soul. Ryan stayed the night with John, and surprisingly, Jungkook didn't call her either. She was thankful about it, mentally or physically not in a position to face him. However, the sun started rising while she slept after spending her night overthinking and showering the unconscious brother her love and silent prayers to be all right. Wine's sleep was interrupted by a maid who handed her the clothes and necessary items needed, and she was asked to get ready. Wine stepped out of her room into the dining area as she was asked. She saw the man, her husband, already seated at the head of the table with a cup of coffee, a pen, and the morning's newspaper. The table was filled with a variety of delicious food that made her stomach rumble, even if a moment ago she wanted to throw out at the name of food. She took a seat while Jungkook placed the newspaper back on the table, folded all neatly. Now that you're here, let's discuss the rules, shall we? Straight to the point, and it only worsened her anxiety. Jungkook, you won't go out without my permission, and I don't allow men coming in my home. Don't question my work and ways of living, and you are certainly not allowed to touch any device you don't recognize. There's a chance they might even kill you. Other than that, you are most welcome to consider it your own home. You are my wife after all, and I will keep you with respect. Mine didn't know if this man even had the slightest idea what respect was, but she agreed to it without putting up a fight. Mine, let John have an independent life. You bought me, but he gets to live without any restrictions or questions. Amusement flickered Jungkook's eyes, and his fingers grazed against her cheek. He's my brother-in-law. Of course he gets the protocol, sweetheart. I'm not that much of a bad person. With a swift motion, Jungkook pulled her on his lap and wrapped his arms around her waist. Jungkook, be ready for me tonight. I'll be considering tonight as our first wedding night. To be continued. Thank you for reading. Please wait for the next part.